right, let's get it done. All haters need love. All right. Okay, so this is this is probably just kind of an obvious topic for me just based on the type of society we're living in today with social media, sites like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, what I'm obviously using right now. And I'm sure everyone here is deeply familiar with the term hater. This is nothing new to anybody. But here's something, that a lot of people don't consider. It's like haters only hate because they need love too. But here's the thing about a hater. I mean, we're all not that different from whoever's hating on us, whether we're successful or not. Okay? Think about it. I mean, on some level, even if it's just psychologically we're hating on someone, but even the ones who don't do it outwardly, I'd be willing to guess even those people probably still do it here and there. You're gonna hate on someone because I'll get into the obvious reasons in a second for the people who people do it the most, the people who are most flagrant with it, the trolls and the people who always are just that one person in the comment section who have something negative to say. But we're going to talk about the people who don't tend to be on that side, people who maybe every once in a while hate on someone. And, it could be because you feel a little bit jealous because maybe someone got a job that you wanted, got a girl that you wanted, got a dude that you wanted, got a pair of shoes that you wanted, is getting the recognition you want, and you feel away. And maybe when you get an opportunity, whether it's in a comment section or maybe face to face, you throw a little aggressive remark toward them or something along the lines of that. I mean, this can manifest in various ways. So it doesn't just have to be in terms of a passive aggressive remark that you make towards someone. It could be your behavior towards someone. Maybe you turn a little bit cold out of jealousy. And maybe it's not a jealous thing. Maybe they did something or said something that you didn't like, and though they didn't intend bad, you still feel away and you find, even if unconsciously, passive aggressive ways to kind of get back at them. So these are kind of the more subtle ways that people might fall into this type of behavior. But we'll get into the more obvious ways. You see trolls, social media or sites like YouTube, and maybe you're watching a movie trailer, maybe you're watching one of your favorite shows, reaction channels, politics, and even if you have a politician, Democrat or Republican, to be real with you, I would say it's more prominent prominent with Republicans toward Democrats, or even uh, even the left toward more centrist Democrats. But you may have someone who actually does something good, as a politician. And then you're always going to have someone who finds that thing they didn't do in the past or a way of thinking that they disagree with. So they harken back to that and they don't acknowledge what they're currently doing. Or maybe they acknowledge what they've currently done, but they still find a way to acknowledge it in such a way that really diminishes it, almost like a backhanded type of compliment, if you know what I mean. So this is what you may see in terms of behavior in the Twitter sphere, on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok. I guess I'm not on TikTok, so I'm not very familiar with TikTok. You could also notice this in terms of your favorite actor, your favorite music artist. It could be someone who writes blogs, articles, essays. It could be a philosopher. So you definitely have a number of people in different professions who will, fall victim to this. Now, a lot of these people are probably successful enough, famous enough where it doesn't really reach their radar. But if you're someone who's watching them or a fan of them, and you've happened to be in the comment section, whether you're writing something positive, reading it for entertainment, you're going to see some of that hate. But let's get into some of the reasoning behind this, or more so what people are looking for. These haters are looking for. And also, I'll touch on why I mentioned Boyce Watkins and Candace Owens in the YouTube short that I did the other day. But okay, you have if someone's hating because either they're feeling tension inside that they need to relieve, or they want someone to give them attention. Okay. But when, they're either relieving the tension inside, they essentially want what is the opposite of that tension, which is love. And if they want someone or a group to give them attention, that's another form of love. That's what they're looking for. Of course, they'll never articulate this. They'll think they're doing it for maybe some more specific, strategic type of reason. And yes, that's an automatic light that went out. But let me go ahead and continue. And like the previous video, this will probably go a little bit longer, but my location will be changing after this. But yeah, after this, I'll be able to record longer because we won't have to worry about these automatic lights. But people, so you have a couple of reasons that they hate. A couple that I mentioned is relieving tension inside, and dissatisfaction with essentially the attention they're getting and wanting to get more, which is a way of essentially another way of saying I want love. They're not going to express it as such. It's going to be more strategic, or it's going to be bogged down in a bunch of minutia or abstractions that don't really matter. Even though love is truly an abstract concept, but there's nothing bigger than that, more meaningful than that. And they're not wrong to want love, because that's what everyone's after. They just have a different way of going about it. As I've said, we all do this, but I would say that we should all have a desire to move beyond this, because this is one of the more immature ways to go about getting love, that there's better ways to do it. I mean, you can create something beautiful that people appreciate. That's a good way to get love. You can get into a loving relationship, with the right person, not for purely physical reasons. That's a good way to get love. You could find a deep passion of yours. That's another way to feel love. You could just continue to evolve yourself, because in terms of reality itself, the fabric of reality is love, happiness, peace. This is the stuff that makes up everything. You exist because there was a thought at one point in terms of consciousness itself. Everything is consciousness, and we'll get into more detail on that another time. But in terms of consciousness, which is infinite, you were a thought that existed in consciousness, and consciousness loved the idea of you enough to create you. So you exist. Love. I would say that the only reason people do tend to hate is because they don't know a better way to go about it. All right. They think that's going to give them the love that they need. They don't think it's love that they're after. In fact, a lot of the haters